Hi there, welcome to my fifth video in the series Effective Planning to Smash Your Health Goals. Today I'm inviting you to chat with me about anything related to setting goals and creating your wellness outcomes. So I'll give it a little bit for anyone to log on if you want to participate. I'm going to share a little bit about my story first and give people a chance to go onto the video. So my journey started when I was a teenager, around when I started with high school. I was very awkward. I was always very insecure and very emotional child. And when I hit puberty, um, a lot of symptoms kind of blew up. So I had hormonal acne, I had facial hair, very heavy, painful periods, and a few choices that I made that actually exacerbated my symptoms. So, because of my very painful and heavy periods, I ended up going onto birth control, and that was very, very bad decision because it just made everything worse. And we didn't know at the time because I was a bit of a late bloomer. So, by the time that I figured out that it was partly because of birth control, I was already out of high school. But just to go back to what happened in high school, when I was 16, that was right around my 16th birthday is when I started with puberty. So the next year, in 3 months, I went from underweight to overweight. I picked up a lot of weight. I think it was about 10 kilograms in 3 months. And it was a combination of things, partly because I ate very bad. When I was younger, um, like a small child, I ate very little and I could control my appetite, and I only ate till I was full, not out of boredom, which changed a lot when I went through puberty. I started eating out of boredom and I ate very, very unhealthily, and I didn't exercise. It was just very bad, and especially because of my hormones being so out of whack, that was very bad because it also worsened the symptoms. So that was a struggle because I could never figure out. Oh, well, actually, we thought it was just normal because um, me and my friends didn't talk about these things. So I thought, okay, that's just how it's supposed to be. That's just normal. And didn't try many things to manage it. I tried to eat more healthy, which didn't work because I had no clue what healthy was. In my mind, going from white bread to brown bread was a healthier choice. Boy, was I wrong. But I knew nothing about nutrition back then. So when I left high school, when I was finished with high school, that's when I really started to get into shape and be concerned about my symptoms. But I didn't have the knowledge or the resources to really find out and figure out what I could do to change it. So it's only when I got engaged and started planning a wedding, then I thought, okay, now I have to get my butt in line, now I have to work on it. And I lost a lot of weight, but in unhealthy ways. I did diets and I did a lot of cardio, but I couldn't maintain it because still I wasn't educated around nutrition and healthy eating habits. I didn't acquire healthy eating habits. I just dieted, the classic diets. Back then, we didn't know about polio. I don't think it existed yet. We didn't know about ketogenic diets. Um, all we knew about was reduction of calories and cutting out certain food groups. But still, it was very difficult because actually dieting doesn't work, and of of course I relapsed, and again, my symptoms flew up when I picked up weight again. And it was only when we wanted to try for a baby, then I thought, okay, now I have to go see a specialist and figure out what is causing this. So my gynecologist diagnosed me with PCOS then, which is polycystic ovarian syndrome, which is a complex hormonal metabolic disorder which causes a lot of problems, and it increases your risk of diabetes and certain types of cancers and heart disease if you don't manage it properly. And it's a lifelong journey or struggle, however you want to see it, but it will never go away. You always have to be healthy. I'll always have these things that I have to manage. I have to eat healthy, I have to be active, I have to reduce toxins. There are many things that I do to keep my hormones in check and to decrease my chances of developing those health issues. So that was a journey in itself to learn about PCOS and start to learn really what is the best for my body. Seeing that, okay, I have a specific issue now, there are certain things that for me personally, I have to work out of my habits. I have to get rid of certain habits. I have to make sure that certain things, I don't use certain toxins. I don't use birth control because it makes your hormonal issues and other things worse. And I did manage to control it by a few different strategies, eating healthily, really reducing my exposure to toxins as much as it was possible at that stage, and not using any birth control, really upping my activities and my workouts. I worked out for most weeks 5 days a week, and a lot of resistance training, because for women, for fertility health, it's important to get enough resistance training to build muscle, and that actually helps you manage your insulin, and all of those things can actually get managed much better if you have more muscle mass, and your blood sugar levels, and special diet, so cutting and not consuming any soy. Try and cut out as much carbs and sugar as you can. So there were a lot of things that I did to manage it, and I actually managed to improve a lot. In 8 months, I balanced my hormones, and 2 months after that, we were pregnant. So that was amazing. It changed me, because it made me realize that actually you should focus on natural techniques more than medication, because I found the effect of all of these strategies working together. You can't just rely on medication, because a lot of types of medication cause other issues. All medication has side effects, and so does all of these medications, specifically for PCOS. And if you don't believe me, go read the package inserts, and you'll be shocked. You might even think twice before you swallow the next pill. So that was great, and that started to make me really interested in nutrition and health. I was always very interested in helping other people and impacting their lives, especially women, and helping them through their struggles and pain, and setting themselves free from being really having no self-confidence, and sabotaging their own efforts, never getting anywhere in life, because I was always very not confident. Let me just say that, not confident at all. I had social anxiety my whole life. That only changed. It started to change when I started working, and I only got rid of it very recently when I started working through my false beliefs and my barriers, my emotional barriers and my mental barriers. It was quite a little bit of a troubling journey because I had to face my past, and for a long time I blamed my hurt on. I blamed my hurt for my my really not believing in myself and feeling like anyone who comes in contact with me, or every time that I try and do something, then I will fail or people will reject me. I'm not acceptable. I'm not worthy of love. So it was a long journey to try and correct that, and it was only recently that I set myself free when I figured out the reason for these things. It was, well, I explain more of it on my website, but the gist of it is that I didn't have a father figure in my life, and for me, when he decided to leave us the first time and then the second time permanently, for me it was rejection. I felt the way I processed it was, I'm not worthy of love because my dad didn't feel like I was a good enough reason to stick around. Why would he decide to permanently leave us and leave everyone right after he sent me a Christmas card saying, I'm sorry for how things turned out and I'll try and make it up for you in the future? That never made sense to me. Why would he send that a month or two before he left us for good? It really didn't make sense, and I was always angry at him for that. But now when I began to process that, I realized that, if I want to blame him for that pain and for my insecurities and feeling like I'm never going to succeed in life and actually causing myself to fail, if I want to blame him for that, then I have to blame him for my compassion and my empathy for other people and my deep want and need and passion for uplifting other people and helping them work through their pain and to resolve their problems and to really create the wellness and health and dreams that they want to see in their lives. So if I could talk to him again today, I'd say, I don't want to go through that again. No child should go through that. But I am thankful in a way that it did happen because it made me the person that I am today. So you might say, okay, I went through pain and I had struggles, but that didn't make me want to help other people. It might have just made you mad. It might have caused other issues. That's true, but I believe that God allows certain things and He uses certain things. It's not that He makes them happen to you. He can use them to create you, to change you, and to make you into the person that will have a great impact on the world. If you really just listen to your intuition and that small voice, you can find a path where you can use your pain and tap into that past to see, how can I use this, even just to create drive in your life, to create passion, and to figure out, what purpose can I have in this world. For instance, if you've been if you always had a fear for something and you finally set yourself free from the fear, you can use that to help other women set themselves free from the same fear or from other fears. Even just recognizing that you have fear for some situation or something, and that it shouldn't stop you, and the problems it's causing in your life, that's already a big step. And I know some coaches who use their past fears and insecurities to help women and to impact them enormously. It is really amazing. So that's a little bit about my story and why I'm doing this. Just because I've gone through things that were really difficult and they taught me a lot, and I want to use those things to use what I've learned to help other women and to uplift them and to encourage them. So that's what set me on this journey, and the more I learn, the more passionate I become, because I find out all the time, every day I learn something new, and I find out everything that is impacting us and that is changing our path, and things that we can use to build a roadmap to create the lifestyle and the outcomes and the dreams that we want in our lives. So if anyone wants to ask me questions, I'm gonna stop the video soon. There might be a little bit of a lag on the video, so just pop your questions, or you can comment after the video. If you're watching the replay, you can still comment on this video and I'll reply, whether it's on Facebook or YouTube. I'll reply on your comments when I get them. So this series, I just wanted to share my knowledge and my approach with everyone. So because I feel that so many people have goals and dreams, but they don't focus and they don't have any clarity around the steps they can take to create it, because it's not just going to show up in your life. You have to take certain steps every day to create it. You might say, okay, I don't have complete control of my life. Yes, that might be true, but you aren't just at the mercy of everything around you and of the higher powers and of God. You're not just at the mercy of everything else. You should know that your life is also the result of your own beliefs and your thoughts and your own efforts. So you can use many things, many strategies to create the life that you want, and exercise the control and the power that you have to change your life. You're not just living day to day like an insect. We have free will for a reason, and we should use that. And we are so intelligent. I mean, they say we only use 10 to 20% of our brain's capacity, and that is for sure true, because there are so many things that you can utilize every day to expand your brain capacity and to expand your impact in your life and create your dreams. Not just see things happen to you and experience life. You have to live life. So that's my bit for today. If you have any questions, you can post them in the comments. If you like the video, give me a thumbs up and follow my page or subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.